Hey there, game videos again, and this time we're playing Champions of Regnum. Now this is a game that I've never even heard of before. I was just kind of messing around on Steam and browsing through some of the free-to-play games and stumbled across this one. And I played it for a little bit, and it's actually pretty fun, and it's not too bad as far as polish goes considering it's free-to-play. So let's go ahead and go check out their character creation, because lots of people are always interested in character creation. And you notice that there's 4 different races to choose from, and each one of these races has male and female counterparts. Kind of see differences between them here. And they're the typical standard races with a little bit of creativity here. And apparently you could do either a warrior or an archer. And some of these classes, they have different classes that are, or sorry, some of these different races have different classes that are available. So you can choose to be a caster, an archer, or a warrior. And that looks like it's about the extent of the classes that are available. So let's just go ahead and choose this cute little dude, and we'll see how he fares. So customization is not too bad. It's pretty distinct, so you can come up with your own unique look. And considering that this is again a free-to-play game, the variety that you have it is pretty expansive. And I guess that each of the different races that you have unlocks different properties that you can set for that particular race. So like if you notice here on the Lamai, you really are a little bit limited, but looking at Dark Elf you get a little bit more customization, a little bit more for the Moloch, and different options for the humans. Back to our little Lamai guy. Let's just go ahead and stick with this guy here, and we'll just call him Shorty guy. How's that? Oh yeah, and then you have right off the bat you have attributes that you can go ahead and scale up depending on how you want your class and your race guy to allocate his points. So with this particular class and this race, strength appears to be the #1 stat that you want to kind of boost up, so let's just go ahead and focus on that. I'm sure that you could go ahead and raise up other stats as well to kind of make him a little bit outside the box, so to speak. And we'll just go ahead and join the world here. I don't remember if there's a cutscene or not. Like I said, I played this a little bit. I don't remember if you actually get a cutscene. Nope, no cutscene. So they have some kind of holiday event happening right now. And one of the things you'll notice, like right off the bat, is that you open up with tips. So it's not just kind of dumping you in the world and saying, here you go, bye, and then leaving you to fend for yourself. You actually have a little bit of a introduction here, which is nice. And the usual starting zone with the starting quests that you can get. And it's a little bit different with some of the other games where when you click on a character, you know, immediately it displays all the quests that are available. You actually have to click on the little quest button. That confused me for a minute because I was like, wait a second, this guy has a little exclamation point, which I assumed was something of a quest that would be offered, but it didn't actually say to accept the quest, so I was a little confused until I clicked on the quest button, and that brings up your quest dialog box. And you know, you have to go and talk to somebody. And control wise, it's the typical WASD, and the camera is controlled in a little bit of an unusual way. When you left click, the camera has a tendency to just stick, so you're kind of like mouse looking with the left mouse button, and your character will go ahead and continue on in the direction that he was facing. And if you release the left mouse button, the camera spins back around and reorientate it. But really the right click is probably going to be the thing that most people are familiar with, where you not only does it allow you to mouse look, but it turns your character at the same time, so that way you can kind of get yourself around and look around at the same time. So, we'll go ahead and talk to this dude real quick. And he's got some text that he has to say, and he wants me to go ahead and kill 5 Black Widows. And this is a little bit different than most of the other guys that I've noticed, where with the other guys, you actually had, like the one that we just saw up there, there was a quest button that you had to actually click. But this guy, he just gave you the quest outright. You got your quest list that'll populate over here. The usual world map that has a little bit of descriptions. It's got sometimes the by default all these are unchecked, and I'm not sure why. It's not like there's a lot of overwhelming information that's displayed, so it doesn't really seem necessary to filter those right off the bat. But whatever. Oh, that's the other thing that is a little confusing. From what I could tell, there's no way for you to turn on persistent NPC names. So whenever you want to see an NPC name, you have to press the V key, and that will show all the NPC names around you. When you release it, all the names go away. Or you can mouse over a character, and that'll also show you their name. But I really wish that there was a way that you could just go ahead and enable NPC names to stay on all the time. That just seems to be kind of a standard thing. I'm not sure if they're trying to go for a particular type of feel with this game, and that's why they decided to go that route. But I don't really think it adds anything to the game to leave names permanently off. Combat is another thing that's somewhat shaky, I guess, is a way that I put it. And what I mean by that is whenever you click on something, you're automatically engaged with it. So if you want to examine something, you're pretty much stuck attacking it, which to me is sort of kind of painful in a way. I would really rather not have to worry about clicking on something that I'm not interested in fighting just because I want to see, you know, what level it is and whether or not I can actually fight it, and then find out, oh shit, you know, this monster is such a high level that's just going to wind up kicking my ass. That's no fun. Alright, so we killed all the spiders that we needed to kill. We can go back over to this guy and talk to him real quick and turn in our quest. And there we go, leveled up already, which is nice. You know, you get a feeling of reward right off the bat pretty much. So now level 2. Looking at the character screen, it's pretty straightforward. I thought I could move it. Maybe I can't. What the hell? Oh, I got this box that's sitting up here. Apparently the tip box. Oh, wait. Oh. I could have sworn that I was able to move this yesterday. I guess not. Maybe they just kind of stack up next to each other. Most of the other boxes you can move around from what I recall. So, like, if I were to talk to somebody, yeah, you can go ahead and move that one around. But I guess there are some dialogues that you just can't move. So anyway, you get your inventory populated over here. When you start getting some items, it's a simple matter of just right-clicking on the item to equip it if you are able to equip it with the appropriate level and class. And this right here is just a little mini starting zone. You pretty much get thrust into the world rather quickly. So like right now it wants me to go and talk to this other guy, Garesh, yeah, that's Garesh, who's over here. And as far as graphics are concerned, it reminds me a lot of World of Warcraft, where it's sort of kind of cartoony looking, but it still looks a little bit more like it takes itself a little bit more seriously than World of Warcraft, but not too much more seriously. So we'll talk to this guy, and he wants you to go ahead and kill some little beetles. And this is where it's confusing, where NPC names that you can interact with, you know, just the regular old guys that are standing around, will show up. But mob names, on the other hand, don't show up. Like, you wouldn't know it, but yeah, there's these little beetles that are all over the place. And until you know where a particular mob is and what it looks like, it can be kind of annoying to try and find where you might need to go to fight a mob. Not necessarily where you need to go, but just trying to find the mob, because some of them kind of blend in and you might not notice that those are actually the mob that you need to fight. So let's go ahead and kill these guys. We need to get 2 of the black shells. There we go. And that's the other thing too, is auto loots, so you don't have to worry about like right clicking on it or anything like that. Just you automatically get loots. And now he wants us to go ahead and take the beetles and throw it in this sacrifice brazier thing. And we did that. And we talked to him again. I think he wants to give us a torch. Not too far away. Yeah, there we go. So, now we got the torch. And it's just a matter of going over here and clicking on the brazier again to go ahead and light the brazier. And now we got this torch. And it gives us another quest. It's going to tell us to go down there. Down this hill. Talk to somebody else. So this game also has a skill tree in it where you are able to go ahead and allocate points to certain actions and certain trees, and each tree has its own sort of abilities that coincide with different types of, depending on what your class is, but different types of attacks. Like on the other class that I had rolled up, it was a magic caster, and the magic caster had, I want to say there was 4 or 5 different trees that you could start dumping your points into. And this is the warrior trainer. So my guy, I had to talk to the mage trainer when I was playing earlier. Alright, he's got a quest that he wants to give us. Got to look at the quest thing. We'll get that, and if we complete that quest, we get a sword, which is pretty cool. So here we go. We can look at the skill trees now on this guy. So he's got piercing weapons, blunt weapons, slashing weapons, and tactics, which is pretty cool. That way you can kind of customize your guy as well. You can kind of either be like pure DPS or somebody who is probably going to take a little bit more of a defensive role in a party. So what winds up happening is that you have to level up the tactics level, and once you get up to like the second level, it'll unlock the ability to start dumping your points into the actual tree down here, and that'll start lighting up all these different abilities that you can drop on your hotbar. Speaking of which, you can get an additional hotbar through the options. There we go. So you can dump other actions up here if you wanted to. And you actually have 5 different quick bars then, because this button right here will scroll through all the different quick bars that you got. And I think he just wants me to talk to somebody. We can look at the map and determine where we have to go. Gotta talk to Adeline. And Adeline is over here somewhere. Yep, there he is. Alright. So we've got to take a sword from some freaking wire. Take a sword for hanging from. Oh, here we go. Right here. Alright, there we go. So now we're supposed to talk to this Mazid person. I think he was that warrior trainer. We'll see what he has to say. If I am correct, he's going to ask me to start attacking these dummies. Blah, blah, blah. Yep. Attack the dummies, right? Yep. Unchallenging practice dummy. And we'll just attack. Yeah, there we go. So one of the things that's a little bit different with this game is that in order for you to regenerate health and regenerate, I don't know what it is that the warrior uses, but like I know with the mage that I was playing, if you wanted to regen health, you actually have to basically just lay down. You have to rest in order for you to gain that back. You slowly gain it when you're not in combat, much like other games, but you regain it a little bit slower. When you are actually resting, you'll regain a lot quicker. It's pretty noticeable, as a matter of fact. See my little dude resting real quick. You can see his action points, or whatever the hell these things are called, going back up. Now that I'm full, I can go ahead and attack this last one, because otherwise I suspect I'll probably run out of action points. And there's apparently a lot more to this game too. There's control points and things like that that I'm assuming that you have to capture. I'm not sure what benefit that gives, but it gives some kind of a benefit, because you'll see messages popping up how one side or the other has captured a particular control point. And the control points must give you some kind of buff, or maybe you get gear from it, something along those lines. I haven't actually got that far to experiencing the other content beyond just kind of leveling up a little bit. But what I've seen so far, I've been really impressed with. It's, for being a free-to-play game, like I said, you get a decent chunk of content to play through, and the things that you can buy are they're pretty OP in my opinion. You have a bunch of different mounts, and one of the things that's a little bit different with mounts in this game, that's kind of a departure from other games, is in this game your mounts only last a certain amount of time. Now, it's not like, only a matter of hours. Like, when you get a mount, the mount lasts like 6 days in real life. So, it's not too bad, but that, that's one of the ways that they kind of get a little bit of money. It's free to play, but there are features in the game where you have to pay in order for you to, like I said, get mounts and things like that. There's buffs that you can get. So you can see right here that you get 50% XP, 100% XP. I mean, you can get some pretty sick boosts for XP, like 500% boost. That's pretty crazy. I mean, you'd be zipping through levels. You can buy gold, which you need in the game. I have no idea what magnetite is. I'm assuming it's something that has to do with crafting or something along those lines. Oh, I see. You earn gold. You don't just get the gold. So you can earn like 50% more gold, 100% more gold. I don't know what War Master coins are for. 200% more gold. You can buy extra characters. Scroll of Mastery. Oh, yeah. So this is like one of those completely OP things, right? Instantly get to level 30, get 125,000 gold. Yeah. So this is pretty crazy. You can level 45 scroll. So in other words, you can pretty much just pay your way through the game if you don't want to just grind it out and level up. One of the things that I did notice as I was experimenting and leveling up was that your leveling process starts to slow down. Like right off the bat, you start to level kind of quickly, but then that starts to fade off. Your leveling does start to go down pretty quickly from what I've seen, and it doesn't have. Now, keep in mind, I have not explored the world to any great degree, but from what I've seen, there aren't a ton of quests. So there's a decent chunk of quests like in here for the starting zones that'll start you on your way and get you leveled up a little bit. But after that, the quests seem to start to become sparse. And I talked to some of the other people that have been playing this game for a little bit, and it's kind of a mix of questing and then actually just grinding on mobs. So it is one of those kind of grindy games where if you want to level, you're going to have to grind a bit. So if this is something that doesn't appeal to you, you might not like this game. And I just attacked a orange mob who is a hard mob to fight. I don't know if I'm going to survive this one. I don't know if the mobs will leash, but I guess we'll find out, right? Seems to... Oh, there it goes, the leashers. Good. So yeah, you got to kind of watch what it is that you're clicking on, because you might inadvertently click on a mob, start attacking it, and that mob might just, kick your ass. It's safe to do it from a distance, so that way you can kind of gauge whether... Oh shit, it's still pissed off at me and it's coming back. But as you can see, it gives you a good idea of how you match up to that mob. And like this one is labeled hard, so in other words, you better have top-notch gear, probably your tree all perked up and ready to go, otherwise you're just going to die. As far as zones are concerned, I've only really tested the waters a little bit. I've been to 3 different zones. I went down this way a bit, but that was after I got my mount. That's the other thing that I really liked about this game, is it doesn't really screw around when it comes to giving you a mount. You get that mount really quickly, which is nice, because trying to get from point A to point B without a mount sucks. And there are some games that really drag that on, and you don't get your mount for much further on in levels, which kind of sucks. As a matter of fact, right now I'm actually getting a mount. So now I have a mount. I'm almost positive. Yeah, actually I might have already had it. Let's just go ahead and drop that on the hotbar. And there we go. We already got a mount. Only level 3. I probably could have had it at level 2. I'm not sure when I got that panther. But it was one of the rewards that I got from a quest that I turned in as I was kind of walking with this through you guys. And the mounts aren't exact. They're not slow either, you know. These things kind of haul ass. Which is nice. Little skeleton dudes here. Look kind of goofy, but you know, whatever. Ooh, look at that, snakes too. Yeah, see, these guys you don't want to fight. Impossible. In other words, you attack that, you're gonna die. And I'm not sure how far you can get without having to really need to, you know, pay a visit to the store in order to get gear or maybe some scrolls that you just have to have before you can progress much further in the game. But it seems to so far not really require me to do that. I haven't felt compelled to go to the store and buy anything that's in there. But you also got to remember that in order for these games to keep their doors open, they do need to have money. They make it free to play, but they're going to clamp down on certain areas of the game to really encourage people to spend some money so that they can get paid for the effort that they put forth. And that's only fair. So maybe at some point in time, if I continue to play this game, and I think I will, because it's a nice break from some of the other games that I've been playing, I'll probably wind up buying something out of the store, maybe one or two things here and there, depending on, you know, how much it costs. That's one of the things I didn't see. This is the currency here. Oh, here we go. Alright, so you get like 13,000 Zemarian for 15 bucks. So yeah, you can buy a couple of these XP scrolls if you don't really want to take forever to level. Upgrades. So yeah, if you want to zip up to level 30 really quickly, it's going to cost you about 15 bucks, a little bit more than 15 bucks to do that. So it seems fairly reasonable. It's not completely outlandish. I've seen some other stores that just do a horrible job. They really have a limited amount of useful things that they sell, and then they charge you too much money on top of it. So those games are doomed to fail. Because I don't think that, unless the gameplay is just amazing, people aren't going to go in their store and spend all their hard-earned money just to buy a bunch of garbage that doesn't really help you out in the game. It's available on Steam. The download wasn't too bad. It downloaded pretty quickly and was up and running and ready to play. So try it out, see what you think. You don't got anything to lose except a little bit of time to invest and poke around and see if this is something that you'd be interested in. There's at least some sort of PvP that's involved, and if there's one thing that I'm a sucker for, it's PvP. So if there's PvP in this game, I gotta at least get up to the level where I can experience that and see what it's like, because if it's fun, I will definitely stick around in this game for a while, because PvP is one of those things that even if a game doesn't have really good end game content, if there's a PvP zone that you can fight other people on, to me that's worth sticking around for, because the ever-changing nature of PvP appeals to me immensely. There you have it. Give it a shot, see what you think, play it, and I will see you guys on the next video. This is Game Videos signing out.